You would think when you're a contest chief judge, it means you can judge the contestants. You can be the judge of all judges. However, that is not the case when you are a chief judge at a Toastmasters contest. You would think that you would learn how to judge. Instead, what you really end up learning is how to lead a team. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, last fall I was selected to be the chief judge for Table Topics contest at our club. I had a fabulous time learning at the pace of a Ferrari. It was my first time and I never knew about it, but I did it anyway. And I'm here today to share my experience of how I led a small group of volunteers to make the Table Topics contest a success. And here to share the lessons that I learned executing this project. I call this a project because that's exactly what it is. I discovered 5 skills from the Pathways Manual that can help rescue anyone from a disastrous event. Dun, dun, dun. Like the superheroes in Avengers movie, these skills can come to your aid and help you to impress everyone with your event planning prowess. The 5 skills are: number 1, communication; number 2, goal setting; number 3, delegation; number 4, coaching; and lastly, motivation. Communication for organizing a contest flows in 3 different directions. Firstly, I and Saurabh, the contest chair, received the data download from Marcy. What to say, what to do, what are the contest procedures. Next, it was peer-to-peer communication between Saurabh and I. We went through the material that we had received and shared our understanding of how organizing the event goes. And then we asked questions to fill in the gaps. The third way of communication was downstream from us, where each of us, between us and our volunteer groups that we were responsible for, recruiting and debrief. I read the speech contest book thoroughly. I asked seasoned Toastmasters questions about conducting a contest. I attended a chief judge training. As a result, I was able to identify pertinent and relevant information to communicate to my volunteer group. If you didn't know this, a chief judge at a contest, at a Toastmasters contest, is responsible for recruiting and debriefing judges, tie-breaking judge, ballot counters, and timekeepers. And therefore, the next skill that I acquired is goal setting. Saurabh and I, we wanted to run a full contest, like Alice, you have. We wanted to have the Table Topics questions selected a week ahead of time. So we had to find 5 judges, 5 contestants, 2 ballot keepers, counters, and 2 timekeepers. So this meant sending a number of emails and reaching out to volunteers. But we decided, no matter what, we're going to make this a success. The next skill that I learned from the Pathways Manual that we applied is coaching. This led us to delegating. Once we had figured out what are the different tasks that need to be completed, Saurabh and I divided the duties into 2 different sections and set about getting them checked off of our list. Saurabh took charge of providing the contestants, there were 5 eventually, with speech contest info. This included speaker eligibility form, contest rulebook, and other materials. He delegated printing the certificates to a floor marketing team member, and then he prepared the contest chair script. Meanwhile, I was busy recruiting judges and different contest officials. I did the same with my group of people, and I prepared the chief judge script and booked a room for debriefing. The next fourth important skill is coaching. As many contestants and contest officials were signing up, we realized we had to field a number of questions coming at us from everywhere. We were so proud many first-timers had stepped up to the stage to be a contestant. However, we also realized we need to coach them properly. I think the most important skill of the 5 is coaching, because coaching is very essential when you're enlisting a help from a list of volunteers. The next is motivation. I can't emphasize the importance of motivation in contest organization. Oftentimes, it happens contestants or contest officials who have signed up may have second thoughts about their role. It happened at our contest as well. But I was able to connect to the person, reach out to them, and understand what was the reason behind their nervousness. By connecting to the person, I was able to understand the fears that they had, the reservations they had about being a part of the contest, and thereby dispel those fears and motivate them to continue. So in summary, let's hear this. Number 1, communication. 2, goal setting. 3, delegating. 4, coaching. And motivation. I learned and applied these 5 basic skills to make Table Topics contest event a success. You be the judge. How did it go? You were all. So I would say that if you think you can judge, take a shot at being a contest judge or a chief judge at the next contest. Madam Toastmaster.